treaty with them, and they were their allies before Islam. And Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam did not mind any of that. And his ruling came that obviously these guys were perpetrators.
Yes.
If you like the term, we hear it a lot today. And perpetrators, they send them to military court and they end up executing them. So Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam did not do any more than what would people do today.
Jazakallah khair, Shaykh. Okay, we've got a live call. Sister Rashan from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Sister, you're live and ask her your question, please. Sister.
Assalamu alaikum, Shaykh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
I would like to know about the menstruation. Shaykh said not to touch the Quran during our menstruation. So I would like to know evidence from Sahih Hadith. And Shaykh said that we have to wear the gloves. So does the impurity goes by wearing the gloves, or does the impurity lies in the hands?
Okay.
And the second doubt is, Quran says it is hudal linnas. 25% of the woman's life is spent in menstruation. So what if she has some problems in life and she has to face problems, and why this privilege of consoling her heart by reading the Quran has been taken away from her? And when we do dawa work, and some sheikhs say we can give the translation of the Holy Quran to the non-Muslims. So are the Muslimah women worse than them during menstruation period? And some I have heard also that during menstruation we can recite the verses from the Holy Quran which we have memorized. So what is the difference in reading the Quran or reciting? Anyway, the meaning of the Quran is
okay, we'll go through all those, inshallah. Jazakallah, sister.
Thank you.
Okay, we have Brother Fasir now from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Also, Brother Fasir, you're live and ask her your question, please.
Assalamu alaikum, Shaykh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Shaykh, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, thank you so much for calling.
Shaykh, I want to know that which one of the following is better: giving sadaqah jariyah to some trusted Muslim organization, or personally giving money to some needy people? And my second thing is on the behalf of my mother, that she wants the CDs for visitors at home. So can you please provide this?
Okay,
inshallah, we'll check on that. Wa jazakum.
Okay. That's Brother Fasir from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, our young viewer there. Jazakallah khair, brother, for your questions. Sheikh, we had a question before, and it's from Sister Jumana from the United Arab Emirates, regarding using beads to recite, to do dhikr and adhkar on, and some of these beads are called misbah in the Arab world. In other words, they're called rosary beads. So Sister wants to know, are we allowed to use this?
Since I like the viewers to enjoy talking to Shaykh Yusuf, I would try my utmost to make my answers very brief this episode, inshallah.
Okay.
As far as using beads in tasbih, or what we call it actually from the action of making tasbih, or say the tasbih, or the misbah as the Arab like to call it, it is neither bid'ah nor is it haram. But it is preferable that one should make tasbih on their finger joints, because there is a sound hadith that the Prophet ﷺ was addressing a group of women, and he said to them, أَعْقِضْنَ بِالْأَنَامِلِ فَإِنَّهُنَّ مُسْتَنْطَقَاتٍ, that your finger joints will be given the power of speaking out on the Day of Judgment. So they're going to say that, oh Allah, do not punish us because He used to make tasbih on us. So if we're talking about something that's allowed, but there's something better, in this case, we should adopt what's better. But it was mentioned that some people, some companions, some tabi'een, they used to count the pebbles or the stones to keep track.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to warn against one thing. Some people take the misbah or the tasbih as a fashion. I've seen some people wearing the tasbih around their neck, as this is a symbol of being a Muslim, or following this sect of Islam. Islam should be only one party, following the Quran and the Sunnah. The tasbih does not represent anything. The misbah itself does not represent anything. But it is your sayings by the tongue and reflection by the heart. So that's why we've noticed some people making tasbih, keep moving the beads while they're talking, or watching a movie, or reading the news. So it's not the action of moving or counting on the tasbih, rather it is pondering the heart by the heart and saying it by the tongue. So the brief answer is, using the misbah is not haram, but it's preferable to make the tasbih on your finger joints.
Jazakallah khair. Okay, I've got this question from Sister Safar now from Jordan. Sister, you're live and ask her your question, please, Sister.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I have a question for either one of the sheikhs
Okay.
who might be able to answer, inshallah. I am a revert from the United States, which I'm sure sheikhs identify with.
Then that question is to Sheikh Yusuf.
And I had moved to Jordan with my family, so my children can learn Arabic and Islam and the whole thing. But of course, my Christian family has had a major problem with that. What is the best thing to do and how to react to them as to not cut them ties, as is said in the Quran?
Okay. Jazakallah, sister.
I would kindly request Sheikh Yusuf
Yes.
to answer this question right now.
You've got the question there, Sheikh. How to treat your family if they're Christians and you've become a Muslim, you've moved away from them?
I want to always caution anyone who comes to Islam about this subject. I'm one of the people who made the big mistake in the beginning of being way too harsh on my relatives when I entered into Islam. I was what we call gung-ho, immediately telling everybody, oh, Islam, Islam, you have to know it's Islam, you're going to go to hell. You know, it's really the background that I had as being a preacher was coming over into being a Muslim. But actually, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very clear on this subject in numerous places, but I'll give the reference that I usually use is in Surah Luqman. If you go by the numbers like I do, it's chapter 31. And in here, Luqman is giving the advice to his son and telling him how important it is to obey the parents in everything except Allah. Except for what? Except if they have you to worship something of which you have no knowledge, meaning other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is a very clear statement, and so if you're understanding that Allah is saying obey them in everything except that, so this is clear, and we must give honor, dignity, respect, and really, as much as you can, give your love to them, even if they're attacking you, attacking Islam and so on, because you realize these are the people that raised you up. These are the people that had you in the first place. Your mother carried you inside of her for all those months and then delivered you in such pain and grief that she suffered. It's mentioned in Quran like that. That she suffered, you know, in giving childbirth to you. Now, who are you to come back on her and tell her, you have to believe like this, you have to believe like that? It's not for you to do that. If she would like to believe, would like to know, this is another subject. But the first thing is you have to give the good treatment to your parents. And if Allah wants, He can soften their hearts through your good behavior.
Correct.
And I highly recommend that everybody consider this, because when I was trying to give the dawah to my dad, I was really tough on him on one subject. I came to find out later I was wrong.
Subhanallah.
Twice. Wrong in the subject of what I was talking about, and wrong in the way I was treating him. And as soon as I shut my mouth, within just a few days, he accepted Islam.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
But the guidance is from Allah.
Yeah.
What do you call that? Manhaj?
Manhaj.
In Arabic? Manhaj?
No.
The manhaj of Rasul was never like to be, you know, aggressive to the people and tell them, hey, you better accept Islam, or, you know, or to turn your back on them, to leave them. Because Allah tells us in the Quran about that, don't break the ties of the arham, which is the plural of raham. And raham is from the rahama, or the mercy.
Correct.
And in Arabic, instead of saying uterus or womb, you have a beautiful word. It means the place of mercy where you're conceived. Isn't that beautiful?
Isn't it? It is.
I love Islam.
You know, Sheikh Yusuf, I wanted to share this beautiful news with you. Before we had another host. It was Musa Maguire.
Oh, yeah.
Have you met him?
Of course.
Okay, he spoke to me recently. And by the way, Musa Maguire was enjoying his stay and his work with us and doing da'wah and studying meanwhile. And he had to leave. The reason why he decided to leave this beautiful field of giving da'wah, because he wanted to focus on giving da'wah to his parents, particularly to his mother. He spoke to me recently and he said things are doing better, alhamdulillah, shukla, and he would like to convey his salam to all the viewers. So this is exactly what you're saying, and this is exactly what the Prophet ﷺ said, because he was just applying what Allah said in the Quran.
Can I tell you another thing that happened?
Absolutely.
Okay, I have a dear friend who's in Toronto, Canada. His name is Ibrahim Downey. He's been doing the dawah in the prisons there for years. I go to visit him. We go to visit his mother. His mother's a Christian, a lovely lady. And he told me, he said, try to give her dawah, try to give her dawah. He said, I want you to talk to her. I said, okay. And I talked to her. When we left, he said, but you didn't give her the dawah. I said, yeah, I did. Because it's not what you say, it's how you act. The next time we met was on Hajj. And we just come from Arafat. So where were we? Muzdalifah. And you know how crowded it is. Anybody been there, and you know what's Muzdalifah? Huh? It's crowded. And would you believe, after we prayed Maghrib Isha together.
Yeah.
As soon as we did, I saw him. And I went to him, I said, Ibrahim. He said, Yusuf. He said, oh my God, you know I was on Arafat, I made dua that I would see you. Wallah. I said, well, I did too. I made dua I would see you. And we were hugging each other, we were crying. And you know what he said? He said, Wallah, if Allah accepts my other dua, I'll be the happiest man in the world. I said, what was your other dua? He said that my mother would accept Islam. And when he stepped off the airplane, his mother greeted him there, wearing hijab. She had accepted Islam while he was gone.
Allahu Akbar. Allah is the greatest.
Wallahi.
Allahu Akbar.
And and he and she together made a video there in Toronto, and it's on the internet. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So sister, believe it. It is your actions, and it is your, your way, more so than these arguments. Don't pretend to be Ahmadiyya Jr., okay? Don't do that. I made that mistake.
Okay,
Don't make that mistake.
We're running out of time before our break, but just on that point, Shaykh, about dua. I mean, many people leave the dua. Sometimes it's, like you said, it's the actions that we say in front of our parents. But what about the dua? Doesn't that hold a special place too?
We often mention the story of Abu Hurairah. Abu Hurairah was the most soft-hearted companion, to the point that the Prophet ﷺ called him the father of the little kitten.
Subhanallah.
His name was Abdurrahman ibn Sakhr. Abu Hurairah is his nickname, his kunya. Abu Hurairah had a mother who hated Islam the most, and she would slander Prophet Muhammad every time she would see Abu Hurairah, so that she would inform him that I hate him, I hate him, I hate him. So one day Abu Hurairah came to the Prophet ﷺ, and he was crying and said, Ya Rasulullah, ask Allah to guide my mother. I cannot take it anymore. I cannot stand hearing her talking bad about you. And Nabi ﷺ raised his hands and says, Allahumma hadi umma Abi Hurairah. Oh Allah, guide Abu Hurairah's mother. This is the woman who just a few hours ago she was insulting Islam and Muslims. The last thing ever Abu Hurairah would ever imagine that his mother would accept Islam that soon. Soon as he returned home and he was walking in, his mother says, stop it right there, wait. She was taking a shower. She said, I'm taking a shower. And when she finished and she dressed up, she came forward and she said, Ya Abu Hurairah, ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. I was taking a bath of Islam. I was taking a bath of accepting Islam. Dua is the most powerful means of achieving any goal. You name it.
Dawah and dua are from the
same origin. Yep.
And so you make dawah in the day, but make dua in the night. And that waters the seeds that you plant. Just let your tears run down and say, Allah, help them and guide them, because Allah guides, not us. That's the problem we have. We think we're doing something. We're not doing it. Allah is doing it.
Shaykh Yusuf, I love this phrase so much. Let me reiterate. You make da'wah during the day
and make dua in the night.
Allah, may Allah bless you.
I got that from one of our brothers from Pakistan. I love that guy.
Alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah.
Jazakallah khair. Okay, we have Sister Salama from the United Arab Emirates. On Ask Her, Sister, your question please.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I'm really so happy to see Sheikh Muhammad and Sheikh Yusuf.
Sheikh Yusuf and Sheikh Muhammad.
All of you all the Huda TV, mashallah.
May Allah accept it from us.
I love all of you all for Allah. I benefit so much from you all, so much. And everywhere I go, I say, watch Huda TV.
May Allah accept it from us.
I just want to tell you all, please take your Huda TV to India, Pakistan, Kashmir, in their language, because people are going on ignorance too much.
Very good.
Please, good. I beg you all, take in their language, because they don't understand English. Take in their language.
Make dua, sister, and Allah will make it happen.
I'm praying day and night. I want you all to pray for them. Because they cannot follow Islam in a nice way, because all of the mixture of the kafir around them. Please pray for them and take in Urdu and Kashmir language, please.
Okay.
I want you all to pray for my mother also, to take her for Hajj.
Okay.
Allah make it easy for her to perform Hajj.
And pray for my mother and my sister to do hijrah in a Muslim country. Please pray for them.
Okay.
And I'm very happy with you all. Allah bless you all, inshallah.
Jazakallah, sister.
Allah give you Jannat al-Firdaus, inshallah.
Jazakallah khair.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Okay, we're running out of time. We've got to take a break. Inshallah, stick with us. We'll see you, inshallah, in a couple of minutes. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to Ask Huda. Let me remind you of our telephone numbers quickly. It should come up on the bottom of your screen. Country code is 202, then it's 38555, 248 or 249. Okay, straight away we've got a call. We've got Brother Muhammad Abdurrahman calling from Egypt. Brother, you're live on Ask Huda. Your question, please. I think we've lost that call there. Okay, brother, if you could call back, we'll put you straight through. Sheikh, I've got a question from Brother Abdullah. Okay, and he's calling from the internet.
You said Abdurrahman, Muhammad Abdurrahman?
Yes, Muhammad.
That's the name, well, that's a common name. That's the name of the guy who gave me Shahada.
I think maybe it's the same guy.
Nah, there's too many people named that here in this place.
We'll see. He's inshallah going to call back and we'll check that with you.
Wouldn't that be something?
That'll be something amazing.
That would be great.
Okay, Brother Abdullah asked a question about hostility towards the honor of the Prophet ﷺ. Now we see this hostility, it's going in many countries, got these cartoons, A'udhu Billahi min dhalik, from these. We ask Allah to stop these things and to honor our Prophet ﷺ. Many people are finding difficulty with this, like we should do. Living in the West, it's very difficult. What advice would you have, Shaykh?
This is something very near and dear to me as any Muslim, because we don't like anybody who's going to insult our Prophet ﷺ. And it's very difficult sometimes for us to restrain ourselves, because you're talking about a person who is more to us really than Jesus is to some of the Christians. And we don't worship Muhammad, but literally we... and I'm not joking when I say we practically worship the ground that he walked on, because we go to that area to do our tawaf. We go to the area where he walked to do sa'i between Safa and Marwa. So really, we really